to Northeast Ohio, the United States, the Caribbean, and Latin America, many who are watching us through TV and the internet. ¿Qué tal? Aquí saludando desde la ciudad de Cleveland, Ohio. Un abrazo muy grande a los latinos en los Estados Unidos, el Caribe y Latinoamérica. It is National Hispanic Month, and there are more than 50 million people in the United States that identify themselves as Hispanic or Latino, and locally they are celebrating all their different cultures. Here are the 21 flags and the people that represent all the different Hispanic countries in the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. They are especially excited that the new bishop is Cuban, Cubano.
Well, I think it's a great gift to the country, you know, as we all come from all these 20-some different countries, bringing our own customs and culture and music and food. I think we enrich the country, we enrich the church, and it's a wonderful, wonderful blessing for all of us.
These men represent Mexican Indians who pray to the Virgin of Guadalupe.
¿Por qué?
Sí.
Porque lo soy y estoy orgulloso.
¿Cuál es tu apellido?
Saucedo.
Te pregunto, yo soy orgulloso de ser saucero, ¿por qué? ¿Me dice?
Por la herencia de mis padres, de mi familia. Sí.
What does it mean to be Latino in the United States to you?
What does it mean to be Latino? Means a lot, you know. We have a lot of culture to share.
They have in common one Spanish language, but each country has its own history and culture distinct to their particular region. Today, they serve the typical Puerto Rican dish, chicken, and red rice and beans.
Bueno, ser hispano en los Estados Unidos para mí es un reto. Es un reto porque es importante, venimos de otra cultura y a veces no somos aceptados muy bien. Pero como dijo el obispo en el día de hoy, nosotros no podemos dejarnos sentir humillados, sino que eso nos ayude a crecer.
I am proud of being Perez because I'm Catholic, because I'm Hispanic, because I'm Cuban, and because I'm in Cleveland.
Awesome. One more question. So every region, every church, every area has its own specialness, you know? What do you find here from the welcome that they've given you?
I just find unbelievable joy, a great sense of joy and a great sense of hope in a world that sometimes, you know, seems hopeless, but not here today.
Hispanic Heritage Month runs from September 15th through October 15th.
Welcome to Jalapeno Loco.
For crazy good Mexican food, come experience Jalapeno Loco.
They have the best Mexican food in Manor.
Ohio State burrito, delicious.
We have a variety of great Mexican food and daily margarita specials starting at $2.99. Our customers are part of our family.
We're loco for loco!
We're located at 7501 Menor Avenue in Menor.
Hi, I'm Sensei Sanford Doss. Welcome to my class.
Sensei Doss has 24 years of experience in martial arts. Sensei teaches self-defense and builds self-confidence. You can earn a black belt or get in shape. It's not intimidating for all ages. Try it. The first class is free. You can contact Sensei Doss at 330-687-8881.
Just come in and listen and experience it.
You'll learn, you'll get work done.
A local Presbyterian church has become a sanctuary for undocumented Mexican immigrants. Throughout history, churches have been sanctuaries for refugees and civil rights activists. This local pastor is taking a stance. He says there's no reason to keep a mother from her 4 children.
Well, we do believe that. I mean, the issue of immigration is very complicated. And I think there's a tendency to make it a very, esoteric kind of issue. But when you put a human face and it comes down to a mother of 4 children and she's going to be taken away, at that point, it seems to me that the issue was one of larger humanity, which was bigger than anything, political.
Right. So how did you find out about Leonor? How did you connect with her?
Well, we had been, as a church, we had been exploring issues of how we welcome both the refugee and the immigrant in our area, make sure they felt welcomed and safe. And so friends of ours and friends of members of the congregation knew of Leonor's situation, and they knew her personally and what an outstanding and upstanding person she is. And they said, we have a real need here. Are you willing to step forward and actually do what you are speaking about? And at that point, we felt a call to open our doors and to welcome Leonor.
So Leonor is here.
Yes.
And her children, what are their ages and who's taking care of them?
Well, they're between the ages of 19 and 4.
Okay.
And right now, the oldest child, who is 19, is taking care of the rest of her siblings. Here's part of the human tragedy of this. Leonor and her family were part of their community in Akron. They went to school. The oldest child was a student at Kent State. Leonor had a job. I mean, they were, even though they were undocumented, they were in every other sense really good citizens, active in their church and their community. So when this occurred and she was told she was going to be deported, as you can imagine, not only is that frightening beyond words, it was truly disrupting of the family, because now the oldest child had to drop out of college to take care of her siblings. The question of income and long-term security for that, financial security for that family is in jeopardy. So this is really, really destructive of the entire, family.
Right. So some people would say that, why didn't she get her papers?
Right.
Why is she undocumented? What would you say to those folks?
Well, it's a legitimate question. I do not judge folks for a very good question. And I have just begun to get educated in the issue of immigration. It is really complicated. As my understanding is, when Leonor left Mexico, she was a young teenager. In her mind, she was fleeing both poverty and violence. She had an opportunity. I don't think she was trying to sneak in America in a criminal way to be a citizen. I mean, she just needed to get out of a horrific situation. And so this was the opportunity. Once she's in our country, as I understand it, you can't just go to the local, embassy or, and say, hey, I want to be a citizen, let me start signing up for the papers. My understanding is she would have had to return to her home of origin and then begin the process that way. So with that in mind, and I think it's something that our country really needs to grapple with, is sensible, rational, humane immigration reform. I understand that. It's in the country's self-interest to do that. But right now it's so confusing, and it seems to me that my personal opinion, and I know there's a lot of disagreement about this, and I would say this respectfully, there's got to be pathways to citizenship for the undocumented folk who are in this country, particularly those who have given so much to their community. And Leonor has given so much more to the Akron community than anything she's taken away, that it seems to me that she would be, perfect for citizenship in this country.
Historically, the churches have been sanctuaries.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The church and hospitals and schools historically have been places of refuge for folks who are on the run and need sanctuary from people who are coming after them. My understanding is this tradition in the church is well over 1,000 years old, and probably more like 1,500 years old, or from the beginning, that a person in need would come to the church, and the church's role was to welcome the stranger, and to welcome the immigrant and the refugee. And so what has been really kind of empowering for me is to see that the role of sanctuary in the church is still respected. And after our press conference a week ago, some in the media called up ICE agents to say, you know, did you know this was happening and what is your response? And at least in some of the media reports, ICE agents were saying, we understand and respect the special nature of the church and its position in society.
So you don't feel like they're going to storm in here and into the church? And
I don't, but I have a high level of trust and love for people, and I usually think people want to do the right thing and the best thing. I can't imagine how it would be in their self-interest to come and storm the church. I mean, the optics of that is beyond atrocious. But I have to say, with today's administration and the policies they're pursuing, you know, anything could happen.
talk about the Bible verses and scriptures that led you to this decision.
Well, throughout the Hebrew scripture, in Leviticus and certainly in Exodus, if you read the story of Exodus, again and again and again, the children of Israel are reminded, remember, you were wanderers, you were immigrants, you were foreigners in Egypt. And so you must, I mean, it's almost absolutely foundational, in my understanding, to the Judeo heritage of ethics is you welcome the stranger. And you, in fact, you treat the foreigner as a citizen when they're in your, you know, in your community. So that is foundational right there. Certainly, I think in Matthew 25, when Jesus says, what you do to the least of these, my sisters and brothers, you do to me. And, you know, when did you see me naked? When did you see me hungry? When did you see me in prison? I dare say, when did you see me homeless or on the run and you didn't take me in? So, you know, I think throughout really the foundation of the Judeo-Christian, and I dare say the Islamic ethic, is to be generous to the one in need and to offer your place as a place of refuge.
We'll keep you updated on that story. I have a Cuban friend who's practically a neighbor. Her name is Sandra, and she makes wonderful Cuban black beans and rice. And to accompany the rice, she makes eggs her own way, her own style, and sweet plantains to go along with this festive dish. Arroz con gris, arroz cubano. Sandra is going to show us how to make this wonderful dish with black beans and rice.
Correcto.
And I was just saying how wonderful it smells.
Yes, and they look good. The color is perfect. And you can taste the bean and the rice.
And then some people, you do it with black beans because you like the high protein. And you're trying to stay away from meat a little bit.
Yes, out the meat. But you can add the bacon, you can add the pork. It's up to you. But for more healthy, for the little people over a little pound, you're trying to make healthy. And this is out the bacon and the meat. There's only sofrito and rice and the black beans. And I can show you how I make it. I give it a try.
All right, so the secret of Cuban rice is the sofrito. So you started out with a little bit of oil in the pan.
Yes.
And then you cut up the onion and you throw that.
Yes.
And you put it low heat because you don't want it to burn and get a bad taste.
Correct.
Okay, and then you cut the green pepper in little pieces
And
too.
a little pieces too.
And throw that in the oil.
And I leave a little minute and I start to peel the garlic.
Peel the garlic and you throw the garlic in.
Correct.
And then you put in the sazon.
And la pimienta, el comino.
And then is the bay leaf the
and
last
the belly and the salt. Some
Okay.
people put a little tomato paste. It's up to you, but it's not necessary to put on the concrete.
Got it. And then with the bay leaf, do you crumble it?
No,
or
the
you
belly
just
you leave it like that.
Okay, all right.
And the people not like it, take out and the plate.
Got it.
And the truth is, the garlic, I leave the last thing because the garlic not going to be green. Because the garlic change the color. You boliana, but change the color.
Okay.
And as the last thing, I can put it in my sofrito.
All right. Right.
This is the cook pressure, and this is the rice, the beans, and the water. This is how I cook my black beans.
And a lot of people are afraid to use a pressure cooker.
Yes, correct. But
So I'd rather just soak them overnight. But if you tell me how to use it, maybe I'll.
it's very easy to use. You press in here, you open, and you put in here. You push the button, it's closed, and you put it closed in here.
Okay.
When it's ready to cook, you open very slow, and the air is go up, and it's all easy too. You open, you cook pressure.
This is a really nice pressure cooker.
Yes.
How long have you had it?
Couple months.
See, it's a new one.
It's a new one. It's a new dial. It's very easy. When you're working, you don't have any time, and you cook in 5 minutes. Your beans is ready. Your meat, your chicken, and everything is ready in 5 minutes.
Wow. So
I add the rice in here. I take my cup. I put it 3 cups the rice and 4 cups the beans and 4 cups the water. And I cook in the pan for very slow, more than 30 minutes. You see, you open your top, and you see when the rice is ready cooked, and you say, okay, it's ready, and you turn it off. And you can put it as oil, the green oil, and the vegetable oil, the green olive, Italian, and you add in there, and it's coming like that.
It's so good.
So, lo cortas con el cuchillo.
Cut it.
Una sola cortada. Al plátano verde hay que cortarlo 3 veces porque la cáscara es más dura.
So when it's green, you have to cut it 3 times.
3 times. But when it's only one, you cut it. You peel from here only 1 time.
Okay.
So you don't destroy the plantain. And you see how soft is this? It's because already cooked. So you can clean. It's nothing bad for the plantain.
And it's a very different banana than the American banana.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
there's so many different bananas and
this yellow plantain is ready to cook and sweet and is delicious for your food. So you hold the plantain like this, and this is the knife, and you cut like this.
So people wouldn't just pick up like when they eat a banana. This is not the same.
This is nothing same. This is how you cut.
This is to cook it.
And you cook the plantain. And look at the long one and nice, and the plate. I squeeze the grease in, I drain it. You see how I drain it? And I put in my plate. Dun, 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 dun. The brown eggs. Ready? Yo corto mi huevo y lo echo así.
Interesting.
Y no se rompe mi huevito.
Wow, a new way to make your eggs.
So comienzo a freírlo aquí así. Le bajo un poquito la candela.
Lower the heat a little bit. All right, voila! We have Sandra. I'm so excited. She made Cuban rice, arroz con gris, right?
Arroz con gris.
It looks beautiful.
And
traditionally you eat it with the eggs.
And the plátanos maduros fritos.
Okay. Which is sweet plantains?
Yes.
Okay.
It's delicious. You can try. You can call Anna, and Anna, she can explain to you guys.
Yes.
She take a little experience for today.
It's so good.
You like them?
These beans.
The beans. And the beans is a protein, so it's good for you, very healthy.
All right, I tell you, I'm becoming quite a cook with all these secret methods and all these local great cooks. Thank you so much. Well, here's a new way to brighten your life, brighten your front door. Have you seen some of those doors that people will paint them like a blood orange or a bright yellow or blue to make the color pop? Our home remodeling expert, Jose Rodriguez, shows us how to paint our front door for $20, but you have to have the right paint.
So today we're going to show you how to transform this door into a different look, And the reason I'm gonna decide to take off the door and paint it is because usually when you're painting, the temperature has a different way of reacting to the paint. So say for instance, we decided to paint this door today while it was still standing here. What happens is you're gonna get a lot of different runs versus me laying down the door onto some horses. So when you put them on the horses and they lay flats, you have a better chance of the paint just going on as smooth as you want it to look. This door is made out of metal, so make sure that when you buy any paint that has to do with a metal door, it has to do with something like this that says acrylic latex high gloss. You want to use high gloss simply because the paint that is on here now holds a lot of fingerprints and any type of marking, like when you're coming into the entrance, it could just scratch up, and you're not able to wipe down anything that's a matte or flat finish. It's very hard to clean. To remove the door, instead of removing all the screws, we're just gonna remove the hinges. In this case, we have 3 hinges. You're gonna use what they call a nail sinker, and just your hammer, go underneath here and just tap them out. Don't take them out until you're ready to take all 3 out. Just get them up high enough, just like this. Sometimes if you have a door that's already been painted, then it may not be as easy as 1, 2, 3. Like this one is easy simply because this door is still in good shape. So just go like this. And then just remove your door. Make sure that when you're taping, you start and you get it as close as possible around this brass so that later when you remove it, you can remove it all without having to wipe it. I usually put a crease on it like this so that I can find it later and it's easier to remove. I'm gonna start first by filling in the cavities here where you see the detail. Just stroke it like that. Oh, this is such a pretty color. You're talking about jumping? When they come by this house, they're not gonna need an address. They just say, go by the door that's jumping, popping out. It reminds me of a color that you will see in Florida and a tropical island. Puerto Rico also use a lot of this color like this. So there you go. Do not try to cover the door with one shot. It's always better to do 2 applications. A lot of people who do not know how to paint or who paint for the first time always try to paint the door with one shot. You can never paint anything, a car, a house, a door, whatever you try to do, never try to paint it with the first shot, simply because if you do, what's happening is you're gonna be putting too much of a layer on here and it's just gonna later just peel. So just go as flat as you can when you're painting. So now I'm gonna do the second coat, and since the first coat is now dry, I'm gonna use the roller that I started off with. This is gonna give it a smooth look. So just take it, just like that. I see, I see, I see, I see, I see, I see.
Hi, I'm Luke. I'm the Fishin RIcan. Today we're here at our pond across the street, and we're here trying to catch some carp. There's a feeding frenzy going on right now. It's using some dough bait, and we're just gonna smear it on the hook. Cast it on out there. Here he goes. Got it. Don't hit my line. It's a better one. This is what our pond contains, the common carp. Next week we're gonna be on the big lake catching some big perch and some walleye. I'm Luke, I'm the Fishin' RIcan. Hasta luego.
Estamos orando aquí para la isla de Puerto Rico. El huracán María dejó un desastre en Puerto Rico y para México, esos azotados por el terremoto, estamos rezando que Dios los bendiga y que Dios los ayude en su necesidad. Puerto Rico, Mexico, you are in our hearts and in our prayers, and we're here to help you in any way that we can. So here's our phrase for the day, since we're talking about helping people. If you want to ask a Spanish-speaking person the question, how can I help you? You would say, ¿Cómo puedo ayudarte? So again, if you want to ask a Spanish-speaking person the question, how can I help you? You would say, ¿Cómo puedo ayudarte? ¿Cómo puedo ayudarte? And thank you to Northeast Ohio for being so generous with your time and money to help all these areas that have been hit with disasters. Make it a great day. Vaya con Dios.
Accessories and jewelry for the Anna Show, provided by Charming Charlie at Legacy Village, 24503 Cedar Road, Lyndhurst, Ohio. Where I get my hair done every week, the Elizabeth Image Salon, Unisex Salon. You can contact them at 216-961-4441. To contact me, go to my website, theannashow.com, or on Facebook, The Anna Show.
Hi, my name is Amparo Vega. I'm the owner and founder of Original Cleveland Watch Company. If you're a nonprofit or a high school looking for a unique way to fundraise, I can make you lots of money. Give me a call.
The time is right to earn hundreds, even thousands of dollars for your fundraiser and show your school spirit. You can make up to $12 profit per watch and showcase your business or non-for-profit. Call now, Original Cleveland Watch Company at 216-905-3715. Elizabeth Image Unisex Salon, where looking good is understood.
Cleveland's first Hispanic female barber entrepreneur, and she does my hair every week.
Her team does hair, updos, eyebrows, pedicures, and will do your makeup for that special occasion. Elizabeth Image Unisex Salon, located at 4355 Ridge Road in Brooklyn, Ohio. You can contact her and her staff at 216-961-4441. ElizabethImage.com.
Hi, this is Matt Galini with Mentor iPhone Repair. We fix iPhones, iPads, and iPods. Most repairs are done in 15 minutes or less. If you're looking for a case for your brand new iPhone 7 or 7 Plus, we have plenty to choose from. We also have pre-owned devices at a great price. We can protect any iPhone model you have, even with the 5s and the 6s and the 6 Pluses. Need to get a grip? How about a pop socket? We also have a variety of iPad cases as well. I'm Matt Galini. Come and see my new store across from Great Lakes Mall.